Hello, my name is Daniel G. Wilson, and this is DGAW Interviews. Today on DGAW Interviews, I'll be talking to Dan Daly.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I don't know yet.
Oh, yeah.
The day had the days.
That could be
hasn't
good.
done.
We're going to make a lot of friends today, standing in this
Doorway.
Yeah.
Doorways are cool.
Doorways are
Guys, I have to ask you the first question that's been nagging me ever since I found out about your band. Why Dan Daly? What's this fascination with people from old wars?
Do you want to?
First,
Back. Yeah.
the fact that you know that it's from an old war, I'm already like
A lot of times.
over the moon.
A lot of times we get people that will go up to a show and they'll say, "Oh, you know, it's good to finally have booked you." Which one of you is Dan? Which is pretty funny. No, we got it back in the day. We were in a band called Bellow Woods, and that came from the Battle of Bellow Wood, in which Dan Daly was the sergeant. Yeah, and he was quoted as saying some pretty badass stuff, and we figured, well, maybe it'll help us feel tougher.
That's exactly
if we
what
embody someone that's a little more badass than us. And it's a good inspiration because it was just sort of like don't want to live forever, just do what you can in the moment sort of thing. And it's good to remember that when you're creating something or writing. Yeah.
So carpe diem.
Yes.
Yes.
Seize it.
That's right.
Seize that day.
Don't let it go. They seized.
Huh. Very cool.
Yeah.
Now tell me. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Now tell me, egg in the basket.
Yes.
Eggy in the basket.
Yes.
Yes.
Always. The best breakfast food.
Yeah. I mean, I never ate an egg in the basket.
Really?
Yeah, never. You made egg in the basket. I never ate it because I dunked my. Oh man. I dunked my toast in my eggs.
We could just do
Yeah,
this
but-
whole, like,
That's just what I do.
you have a combination.
No, it's
It
Like keeps
works together. You have the best of both worlds. It's like eating your egg on a plate that you can also dip into your egg.
it keeps your fingers clean.
That too.
Oh. I don't know.
We're
I'm a bit
we're
of a
separated
purist.
on it as a band. Egg in the basket, yeah.
Speaking of egg in the basket, speaking of breakfast, you guys have this fascination with breakfast.
Yeah.
Why do you guys have such a fascination with breakfast? Explain this.
It's.
I hate breakfast.
No, you don't.
I hate breakfast at times that is not breakfast.
I would eat eggs for
Uh,
every meal. If
I would eat eggs.
every day.
I see the appeal in breakfast or dinner, but for me, I don't know.
Well, you
I love
only
breakfast.
eat burritos.
Although
so.
I would say, for us, breakfast, it goes all the way back, though. High
Yeah,
school,
to high school.
we used to go to Skyway Jacks frequently.
Yeah.
But that was
breakfast.
breakfast at 9:30 a.m.
True, but it was still breakfast that we shared it.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah, back in high school we would take certain classes and just go. Oh.
Sometimes twice a day this guy would Jax.
Yes, just to
Yeah.
go.
Just for breakfast.
And it's good because we sit around and we talk and just sort of shoot the breeze.
It's the most important meal.
So they say.
There you go.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Now, you guys have or had a podcast,
Yes.
and tell me about your podcast.
I keep saying we need to
Okay.
do more, but no one wants to.
The idea for the podcast, it came out of us just wanting to sort of talk about stuff that was upcoming with us, as well as just play a bunch of fun, cool songs that we were listening to, where we started to go on with themes at one point.
Yeah.
I still think my favorite is the St. Patty's Day Drunk Fest,
Yeah.
which is probably one of the most ridiculous hours
did the
we've
same-
ever talked about.
We did a St. John's.
St.
St.
John's.
Patrick's Day podcast where we started drinking at the start of the podcast, and by the end of it, you had gone to bed,
I wasn't even there. I wasn't even there.
and we were just slurring, and it was just a hot mess. We were a hot mess. But it's fun just sort of getting together and sort of. Sometimes when you set a conversation
Yeah.
path, you really learn a lot about what you really want to talk about because you see it just go somewhere else. And that's sort of what happens every time
Yeah.
that we do a podcast.
And again, it's sort of like, oh, we haven't done anything for a while, so let's just talk about us and play some songs and, get people involved.
Life.
It's a good way to catch up on like what we're doing.
Yeah.
All right, now speaking of your podcast, also, I have to ask you this question. You guys have this fascination with death metal.
Yes.
Why death metal?
Why death
What's
metal?
wrong with that? I've been a metalhead since I was a kid. I grew up on like Iron Maiden and Metallica. I played in a metal band for like 5 years before playing in this band. I don't know, I joke around about it a lot. It's just a lot of fun.
I think metal is the best. I think it's the best. If I could play arpeggios, I'd be in a metal band. Straight up, I would be in a metal band. And we did that thing about, what are they called? Infant Annihilator.
Infant Annihilator.
Oh gosh.
We found them on Bandcamp, and it was like the hardest metal we had ever heard. Like, easily the hardest thing.
We heard
Crushing
them on
metal.
a Sirius XM
On
first.
Sirius XM. And, well, you're the only one that you don't really
Yeah,
indulge
but
in metal.
they're talented, great dudes.
Yeah. I don't know. Metal brings us together, and metal will tear us apart.
We should have gone to Heavy Montreal.
We definitely should have. Missed opportunity.
But we didn't.
All right. My next question is for Josh.
Great.
Seal dicks.
Oh!
Explain seal
Very
dicks.
good. Very good. My sister forwarded me someone on Twitter that worked for Vice was saying that they were going to do an article about the seal hunt, or I proposed that we would do an article about the seal hunt, where they were looking at to make sure that they were using 100% of the animal. They were going to sell their dicks to Asia, because there's like a bunch of dick themed restaurants, and the athletes used to use like this liquid that would keep them like virile.
Liquid. What type
It
of
was like an
liquid?
oral liquid called Daly oral liquid. You can Google it, and it was like ground up dicks and balls, and then you eat it in a capsule. It was gonna make you big and strong.
Oh.
So I wrote about that, and they gave me $175. and then I bought a ticket and I came home. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I honestly, if you want to get liquid out of dicks, I mean, you don't have to grind them
I know,
out.
you don't have to grind them out. And you don't even have to kill the seal.
Exactly. just
Everyone would be happy with the seal on it.
My next question is for you again, Josh. Tell me about hockey.
Hockey, just in general.
You used to play hockey, I believe.
Holy mackerel. Yes. Used to play hockey. I played hockey with all but Matt. Because you didn't play. You were a soccer player.
My family was poor.
All our family were poor. But
We couldn't afford hockey.
yeah, I played since I was like 3.5 years old.
Yep.
And I've played on teams with, did I ever play a team with you?
Yeah.
Once with Cam, I think, maybe once or twice. James, a few years, because we were sort of the bottom of the barrel for House League.
Scraping green.
Scraping the bottom, just like the moonshine. It was the worst. But I had such a good time, played for 18 years, and we went to a party once. I won't leave you out entirely.
Oh, in grade 8.
Yeah, you had a hockey party. No,
Cameron
Cam
had
had a
a
hockey
hockey
party.
party, yeah.
And I,
Hit me in the head with a hockey stick.
There it is.
Yeah.
so he didn't never play.
Well, I mean,
You just
beatings
heard about
are,
the sport forever.
beatings are about beatings are half the fun of hockey.
Yeah,
you know
you
what
got
I mean?
the real authentic
Experience.
Philadelphia Flyers
I
experience.
could barely skate straight and get a hockey stick in the back of the head.
But boy, did you take it. Like a champ.
Maybe a pizza.
Yeah.
A fan gave you guys pajamas on December 7th, 2013. Explain how this happened.
That's a good one. I don't know how it actually came about. For whatever reason, she really wanted to like give us like matching something, so she went with onesies.
Yeah.
So we all had these onesies, except the only person it fit on was Josh. So Matt and I are struggling to get these things on, and like I could hear the seams on the shoulder ripping. Matt's like trying to get it above his ass, and it's not going. So we have this picture. We're barely holding into these things. We're just sort of like stuck. I couldn't move my arms past this.
Yeah.
I really wanted it to work so that we could like play a show on onesies, but sizing.
Maybe it's for the best.
It was like an early Christmas present.
Yeah.
Slash-
Congratulations on
Congratulations on the
your
first EP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right after the first EP, we got it. So It's too hot for them anyways, but those were cozy. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
James.
Yeah.
Skydiving.
Skydiving. The greatest thing you could possibly do. It's expensive as hell, but it's the best 5 or 6 minutes that I've ever been through.
Yeah, you can go. Yeah. Sorry.
Totally thrilling. Like, took it over the top for me. Like, I did bungee jumping last year, and just by comparison to the two of them, skydiving, way to go for everyone. Just do it. Do it. No, just throw yourself out of a plane. It's fine.
I think they will.
It's fine.
too.
Well, you already say that went up in more planes than you come down in, right?
Yes.
So
I now have that set. I've now
A weird
I've
ratio.
now taken off in more planes than I've landed in.
That's a really cool way to look at it.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
So, recommended.
Very cool.
Yeah, very cool.
All right, now, my next question is drastic fantastic.
Oh,
Wow.
Now that's nostalgia town.
Yeah.
That's even before Bellow was.
Oh
Baby
man.
blue sweaters.
Actually, the first song that we ever recorded as Just Fantastic, James was guest vocals.
James had
and-
never played in a band before, and we recorded a single in Cam's basement in his
Wine
wine
cellar.
cellar.
Wine cellar. Yeah.
That's like about 4 feet by 10 feet, really tiny little thing. And we had this one gang vocal part where you're supposed to go in and just yell this line. And James went in and yelled this line in the most like character, like the oddest way.
But James didn't know how to do it any different.
And that was probably our best song. And then that was the first band that we, the three of us, played in. And then through the years it changed to sort of other forms, and now it's what it is. So we found our way back.
Final pass.
Yeah. That's
That is a can of worms.
that's an unhealed wound. No, Final Pass was my first. Oh my god, I don't even know what to say about it. Final Pass was a hot mess. I played in a band with one of my friends I've known since I was a baby, and we just put out what we thought was the most crushing hardcore music, just crushing. And what the actual result was, well, how would you describe it? You heard him.
Oh, it was like
It was not.
go back.
Yeah. We never put out a second EP.
You know what? I still have that Final Pass EP.
There are some of them floating around.
There you go.
I'll buy it from you.
Yeah.
Done.
$1,000.
I will just copy it.
Don't
Because I
even
don't
let-
think I can let it out of my collection.
You can
It's
let
too
it.
perfect.
You can let it go.
Now, I have to ask you guys about your sound. It's very, most I'm looking for, it's very pleasant, but at the same time progressive in many ways. I like the way you blend emotions into a kind of more cheerful sound, but the lyrics are kind of either evocative of, say, youthful nostalgia, sadness, dreams of the future, and also some of them kind of make me want to cry in a good way. Good way. Explain how you guys developed your sound, and what would you say to my description of it? How would you guys develop this sound that you have that you're now performing?
That's a great-
long process actually.
Yeah.
It started off, it was James, it was the four of us actually, before Cameron had to move to BC. So Cameron was leaving for BC to live there for a bit. And we started off with James, he bought a little Novation launch pad and queuing up samples, and we were goofing off with that.
And this was the first time you had ever played in a band.
Yes. Yes.
So James really likes EDM, so we started working with sampling with this launch pad, and we tried to do let's do Death from Above with the bass guitar.
No,
sorry, with
the synth.
With a
Yeah,
synth.
Death
We
Above
were
with the
instrumental.
Death from Above did use synths, by the way. Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
they did
It's
sort of
true.
throw them in there,
It's
but
true.
we started as an instrumental band. Yeah, you can come. Sorry. We weren't planning on we were just gonna put out some stuff that was mostly instrumental, and then after Cam left, we were sort of messing around with different ideas, and we realized that we could put some singing into it,
we wrote Semper Hi-Fi,
Yeah.
and I got better at like recording stuff. Because when we did the old stuff, none of us knew what we were doing. We still don't know what we're doing, but
No.
I learned a little bit more on how to record, and my experience in the metal band that I played in taught me how to do backtracks. So I figured with the three of us, we can build backtracks and have a sound that sounds
Sounds like
bigger
more than
so because we had to have a band without a bass player, but we didn't want to just record a bass guitar and play that through a PA because then people would. I don't know. I think the reception would have been much more poor. So
Yeah.
we're like, let's just do like.
I think one of the more pivotal things was finding bossa.
Yeah, we found.
We found an electronic bass sound.
It's just a super, super deep, super heavy, really room-filling bass.
Which to this day still might be.
It's still there.
Might be better. But better than human error.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. But we practiced. I hadn't really written a lot before, lyric wise, but then when we started as a band, the EP that we put out was sort of concept based. That was supposed to tell a story, and I always was fascinated with the idea of sort of writing a narrative. And I like the juxtaposition between like a not very happy lyrical song, but a happier sounding song. That's where you nailed it.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, it was, I don't know, it's just a form that I think all of us can sort of get on board with because it's an easy way to write songs that we like because it sounds happier, it sounds the way that, it sounds like a little bit of all the music that we like, but at the same time, you don't compromise the way that you write. You can write about anything. And sometimes struggle is easier to write about than the good stuff that's going on, right?
So I think that kind of answers. It's a hard question to answer.
It's a great question. That's a great question.
We're good at great answer.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
Now, next question is for Josh. Josh, I've noticed you have a very musical family as well. I know that your younger sister is a musician as well. Do you have any other musicians in your family?
Yes, my dad, when he met my mom, was playing in a Portuguese wedding band called Lua Nova, New Moon. And his claim to fame was that one year they played at the Mod Club down in Toronto on New Year's Eve, and they made $1,000. And that was the greatest gig he ever played.
The greatest night of
It was the
his
greatest
life.
gig. And my mom, back in the day, she played piano. She's a big music person. She's always sort of pushing. I think most of our folk, like we all have pretty much someone that push it. Maybe, I don't know. Your dog is a good musical inspiration. And did Brandon ever play anything?
Oh no, Brandon, no, he didn't do anything. He played loud.
Yeah. Back in the day, you played in school band.
Yeah, I've been playing.
You played in school band.
Yeah.
Playing some tubas.
Yeah.
Tuber.
And you were doing
Saxophone.
Saxophone. Half a degree on saxophone.
Half is better than none. Yeah. So we all sort of come from the musical. Did your folks play anything?
My folks didn't know. Well, my dad
Accordion.
played the accordion.
Your dad plays
That's
the
right.
accordion.
That was
Yeah.
my dad's thing, but for me it was always piano. I've been playing piano since I was 8.
Yes.
And then I stopped.
Yeah.
I stopped doing it in any sort of like conservatory capacity when I was 15. Yeah.
You played that.
I did.
My cousins are very, very musical.
Oh yeah.
That's where I started playing more. My cousin Rob he should be at grade 10 RCM, but he just never did any of the tests. He's one of the greatest guitar players ever.
You don't need school.
He's always so humble. He's like,
Got the metal.
I'm just playing.
He's an
guitar."
excellent guitar player.
So it was always him and I, and then I went to school for music and got a music degree. And
Music.
my parents can't play
Music and
anything.
such.
Oh, music.
Just
I like
cousins.
music.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of family, this is a bit of a more sadder note.
Oh.
Ghosts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I always thought that it would be sort of interesting to write about, when we did Canavo, it was all about different ways of saying bye to someone. Oh, okay. And that's what Canavo itself is. The word itself is goodbye. Or it's something along that. I wrote it about my grandma, because she was, it's just like a lot of people's grandmothers. They're a big part in life when, if you lose them or when you lose them, it's pretty crushing. So I sort of wrote about. I was pretty young when that happened, and but I mean, I don't think it's any different from sort of the way that someone would feel, anyone would feel losing someone that they cared about. Mine just happened to be my grandma, but it was a good sort of way to maybe say bye, and that's how much it is, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is a very, very powerful song, I
Yeah.
would say.
Thank you.
Very powerful.
Thank you.
My last question for you guys is, the Edge Next Big Thing is a mix. The Edge Next Big Thing contest, you guys have been entering that several times, and RTC, you guys have played here multiple times.
Yes.
Explain.
We entered it. This is the second time we've entered it.
Yep.
And both times we've cracked the top 20 out of about 600 bands. They just announced the top 6 this year. We didn't make it again this year, but third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm. And
Then we've played. This is our second year playing this. It's a lot of fun. We love the show.
Coliseum. Ryan Tobin and I knew each other, and he offered for us to play, and we had a good time with that.
Same weather last year.
Yeah, so hopefully it'll hold out, it won't pour or anything like that. And I don't know, do you have anything else you wanna?
No, it's just been
Cool.
great playing with these guys.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Any last words to the people before you go?
Buy some merch.
Yeah, I gotta buy a plane ticket back. So
Just pay
we
Joe.
really need to get rid of these
Just donate to
t-shirts.
Josh.
Yeah, donate.
Maybe Kickstarter.
Kickstarter. Get him
Maybe
home.
go fun. Get
Yeah.
Josh
No.
out of here.
Yeah. Probably just a big thanks to everyone that's been there for us so
For
far,
sure.
and we hope for more of them.
Alright,
Yeah.
thank you guys.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.